Our guest today is from Durban, a coastal city in eastern South Africa, who will be sharing her journey. Each stroke in life is an essential piece of puzzle, balancing the odds to find the equilibrium. A Delhi-based artist studied commercial arts and moved to Africa after marriage. She works in the corporate, and constant changes inspired her to pick up painting again. She works in different mediums and influenced by old masters' artworks. Our today's guest is Ambika Kapoor Vij, and before our conversation, let us have a look of her artworks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Neena Singh Show. I now present to you Ambika Kapoor Vij from Durban. Ambika, welcome to the Neena Singh Show. How are you?
Thank you. Namaste, Neena ji. I'm so glad to be here with you on this podium.
Same here, same here. Tell us something about your ground, how's your childhood, and where are you from?
I'm actually from India, from New Delhi. I was born and brought up in Delhi. I was so lucky to be born to these amazing parents, who gave me so much of love and, so much of exposure to life, to different people. My dad used to love traveling, and he used to love taking all of us with him. Chuttiyon ke liye, he would just take us for holidays, and we would travel all over the country. We saw so much of India and so much of the world, actually. I think which is in itself is such a great learning experience. You don't need to read books to learn so many things in life, and real life experiences teach you so much. Yeah.
Right.
And so I was part of a very happy family. I had four other siblings older than me. I'm the youngest.
Oh, nice.
So I was the little spoiled child of my household, which is so nice, brings back so many happy memories as well.
Yeah, your father was working or in business?
Yeah, my father was actually a politician. He was very closely involved with the Congress party at that time. He was very close to Mrs. Gandhi, and his career actually started with Nehruji. He was kept as a stipend, and Nehruji was the one to interview him. So we have a great history with India. Yes.
So when did you shift to Durban?
We shifted to Durban in 1995. That's many years ago. Me and my husband, my kids, we moved here, and we've been in South Africa. Since then, we moved to Zimbabwe for a few years in the interim, which was also such a lovely time for us. My kids did their primary schooling there.
Okay, so you have been working somewhere in this period after marriage?
Yes. So I am working. I've been working for 10 years now, actually, in the corporate world. I work as a marketing coordinator
Okay.
And I think with being in a company for so many years, you know, you end up doing so many of the other odd jobs as well. So you learn all different things, a bit of accounting, a bit of management, and a bit of admin and stuff. So it's been a good journey. It's been a very interesting journey.
You're
Yeah,
still working?
I'm so thankful.
You're still working?
I am still working, yes. But you know, with these interesting times that we're going through in 2020, I have been working from home.
So you said commercial art, then how did you get interested into fine art?
Okay, you see, what had happened was that I was always interested in art and painting, and it was something that I was very passionate about. You know, I even took it as, you know, our extra classes in school with arts, and with our art teacher, who was very, very kind at that time. I think that also helps, you know, the right kind of teacher. You know, they just push you in the right direction. They give you the confidence, I think, to just go and, you know, just try out whatever, you know, even if you can make stick men, it's okay, you know, that's your expression of art. My husband actually had a printing press at that time. You know, I thought that, okay, maybe let me get into commercial arts, and then I can join him at work, and then, you know, we can do something with that. But then, of course, things changed, and we decided to move to South Africa. So, of course, I finished my college and everything, and then, you know, I had my children, and we moved to South Africa. So that was a big and interesting change. I was actually a full-time mom to them for so many years.
How old are your children?
My children are 27 and 26 years old.
Really?
Yes, they're big boys. My oldest son is working in Italy. He's a chemical engineer.
Okay.
And he's been working with a packaging company in Italy. And my younger son is a chartered accountant, and he's working with Deloitte in Cayman Islands.
Wow. So both of them are settled and now free.
Hanji, so they're both settled and very, very far away.
Very true.
Would have been nicer to have them a bit closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
with this internet and facilities nowadays, it has become a small world only.
I think that has been such a blessing for us. You know, because you know, you remember good old times when we used to do these STD calls, and the meter would be running, and you would be like, oh my God, you know.
You have now started working as an artist. So what is your favorite medium? Through your artwork, what do you aim to say? What is your specific style? Tell us about your artworks.
It's a very interesting question, you know, to tell someone that what my favorite medium is, because I feel all the mediums are just so gorgeous, you know, it's like that. But yeah, coming to me, I think my most favorite would actually be inks and pencils. Yeah, that would be my most favorite. I actually don't do a lot of formal artwork in that, but I do, you know, do my sketches, and I sit and do little dabbling around in that, because it's such a lovely way of just being anywhere and being able to put your ideas down.
Express yourself, right? Express yourself.
Yeah. And I think that black and white look, you know, it just, I think it just brings out a totally different emotion to the whole picture that you're trying to paint. So that would be my most favorite personally. But again, oils, I think they are just so beautiful, you know. The way they slide on the canvas, and the smoothness and the texture and the depth that you can give to any painting or any feeling that you're trying to portray in your artwork. I think oils just they just bring out something totally different in me. I think they bring out the creative. Yeah. So I did try it, and I, you know, tried to do acrylics, like, but it was just too flat. It was just too flat for me, you know. Yeah, like I couldn't go into that painting, you know. With oils, I can actually feel sometimes that I can step into it, you know. And so oils actually I started recently. It's not something that I had ever done before. I'd been lucky to travel and to, you know, to visit some beautiful galleries where all these amazing artworks from from all over the world, from these famous artists have been, and I think that just inspired me so much, the kind of work they have done, and and they put it out into the world for us to see. Right. So I think oils was an inspiration through all the old artists, the Renaissance artists and things, and I think that's what gave me, I can't say that it gave me the courage for it, because we cannot stand anywhere in front of those artists who did this amazing work, but I think it just pushed me into trying out oils and trying to portray what I feel, what I want to do with my art. I personally get attracted to portraits, to people. I'm actually a very emotional artist. I'm not a professional. I just do this because I love it. For me, everything has to do with emotions. And what best is there than a person or an action that somebody makes, or what their eyes are saying at that moment. I think that's what really, starts my artistic flare burning. And that's what I want to portray, because I see something of myself in that, in that one emotion, or in that one action. Expression is more
important to you when you're working.
Yes. There has to be some emotional connect. I end up being more creative because of that.
Who are your biggest influences in your life?
Well, of course, it would be my mother, first of all. She was the most creative being that, I was lucky to have been.
She was also
yes, she was an artist as well. Yes. Nice. She was an artist. She used to sing. She had the most melodious voice. She used to do these cross stitches, not the printed cross stitch ones. It was be like a blank cross stitch thing, and she would come up with these most amazing landscapes. And so we had some hanging in my mom's house as well. Sadly, I don't have any, but so I saw her create on so many different levels. She used to do this art called the Kundalini art. This one Guruji used to come from Calcutta, and he had taught her to do that. And she would just, I was very little at that time, and she would just sit there, and Kundalini art, it's just squiggling of lines, right? You just squiggle lines, and whatever comes. And my goodness, she would, they would bring out the most amazing figures. And all time, every time, it was always spiritual figures that came out, mostly Shiva and Parvati. Okay. And so that really, really inspired me. Also, we are a spiritual family. My mom was very much into her prayers and things like that. And I think that also influenced a lot. Coming to the art influence, we used to go to these art exhibitions in Delhi with my mom. We used to go and see all these lovely paintings. And then once we moved to Africa, and then we started traveling a little bit more, I went to different art galleries around the world. And I think for me, then the old artists, the Renaissance painters would be my inspiration. Artists like Michelangelo, Botticelli, Rembrandt. So I think for me, I'm really passionate about art, is because it's something very personal to me.
You have been selling a lot of artwork. So how do you find the right buyers? The art market very up in Durban.
Art market here is actually... it's a thriving art market, in the sense that we have some amazing artists locally here in South Africa. Okay. South African artists are actually quite well known, and people do sell a lot of art overseas as well. I am nowhere there. I'm still a newbie in all this, and I'm learning the ropes. And luckily, whenever I have showcased my work, people have liked. I participated in some exhibitions, and I did sell a piece or two through the exhibitions, which was really nice. I must tell you this story though. So there was this one group exhibition that I participated in. There's a very famous art gallery here called KZN SA. So they have a group exhibition every year, once a year, for all their members. Okay. And they give us a theme, and that year the theme was Bold and Beautiful. Okay. And I was like, okay, I thought about it, and I had just started doing, and compositions and everything were not such a, I was still learning how to do all that. Yeah, but I got an idea, and for me, bold and beautiful meant a woman, trying to come out of her past and move into the bright future that she wants to make for herself, and find the strength and pride and do the things that she wants to do. That doesn't mean that you shun your responsibilities, or you say, this is what I want to do and everybody needs to accept. No, it's like a combination of everything, because that's what makes you who you are today. Right. It's that culmination of your experiences and things that you have gone through in life. Right. So I did this painting, a black and white lady coming out from the gray background, and then there were swirls of colors, and then two butterflies. Okay. And then of course I realized that she really needed a red dot, because that's what would, put her out there. Oh. So I did that, and I sent it to the gallery, and they accepted it. And it was supposed to be like a 15-20 day long exhibition. So I got a call from the gallery asking me if I was happy to sell my painting. Like, this was like 4 days after the exhibition started. And I was like, I thought they were joking. Because I couldn't believe I would get a call like that. And I was like, I said, okay, explain to me, because the exhibition is going to be for another 15 days. And they said that, there's somebody who really likes your painting, and they want to gift it to someone for Valentine's Day. Okay. So Valentine's Day was like after 5 days. And they wanted, and, it will really be special if they can do it on that day. Okay. So, and being a romantic that I am, I said, of course. I said, why not? If that's the reason, how can I say no? And so the painting was sold and it was given. I got a call from a lady about 3 months later. And she called and she started talking to me, and she said, is this Ambika? And I said, yeah, it's me. And she said, I was the one who was gifted that painting that you had made for the exhibition. I said, oh my God. I said, wow. I said, I'm so glad to have spoken to you. And then she said, she says to me that, do you know how much I look like that woman in that painting? And how much that whole painting reflects to my life, what it has been recently. And, I was like, I thought she was joking. I was like, I wasn't sure this was...
This is the biggest compliment any artist could get.
Yeah, I was really taken aback. And, and she said, you know what, I really want to meet you, because I want to talk to you and I want to explain to you what this painting is to me. Okay. And, so we had a meeting. I was a bit skeptical. I said, okay, should I go meet the stranger? But we had that meeting, and lovely young lady. She has 2 little children. And she said, when I got this painting gifted and I took it home, my kids were taking their bags out of the car. And my little one, who was, I think at that time, like 6 years old, she says to her, Mom, who painted you? This is such a lovely painting. And it was like, my goodness. And then she told me that how, the butterflies have so much meaning in her life, because she had lost some close people in her life. And in the remembrance of one of them, she went and actually got a tattoo done of the same color butterfly. Okay. And, the colors that I had put in the painting were the colors of her aura. And, so many stories, it was a personal journey for her. And I was so humbled. I actually didn't know what to say.
It's your motivation to do art.
Yes.
It kept you going?
Yes. It kept me going. Yes. So that was, again, coming back to the question, who influenced me? I think that lady as well, she influenced me, and she gave me so much of meaning to what I'm doing. And that's very important for me.
So when you are pricing your paintings, do you follow any rules? How do you find the right price for your painting?
I think first of all, I would like to say that any art is invaluable. You cannot put... Yeah.
For the artist,
you can't put a monetary value to it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, for the artist, it is invaluable.
Yes, yes. I've spoken to some artists, established artists, and I've asked them the same question, that how do you do this? How do you, because they sell these beautiful artworks, expensive artworks, and I said, how do you do that? And they said, you know what? It's how you perceive and how you put yourself out there. And then of course there are some practical methods that you calculate, and you say, okay, this is the hours and this is the time. And I think the practicality is very important. I agree, but I'm really no one to answer this question, really, because it's a struggle every time. So yeah, so there are some practical rules which people can apply, and which we all have to at some point, because I'm right now working on some commissions as well, private commissions for a client's new home. Yeah, I think it's always me. This is from me personally. Well, there is nothing called as underpricing your art. Okay, I can understand that they can overprice it, because the kind of experience you've had, how many years you've been in the industry. There are artists who have been there. So I think most important is to put yourself out there. Even if your price is a little low, it's okay. If you are painting just to sell and just to make money, then it's a different situation. I've never thought in that way, because I don't work like that. But I think putting yourself out there, your work out there, and when you are in the industry, then you pick up. You understand how things are working. There are people who are at similar level. So it's a journey. It's a journey that one would go through personally.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. As you told that your mom was an artist, are your kids also into art?
Well, my boys, luckily we enjoy our shared interest. They are both very creative. They have taken that from me. I will take that honor. They are very good. They're actually good artists. They draw, and they used to draw a lot in schools and things, but being boys and being concentrating on their work and things like that, all these things take a backseat. But they have a big creative side to them. They both sing very well as well, though my older son is a bit shy, so he doesn't. But he writes very intense poetry, which is a secret. If I'm saying it here, he's going to be very angry with me, but he writes lovely poetry. Yeah, and my younger son sings. He enjoys it as a hobby, and strums with his guitar, which he self-learned, which I'm very, very happy about. Yeah.
Everyone might be supporting you also. They'll be very supportive towards you doing art.
Yes. My children have been such a strength for me. I actually take my strength from them. They're always supportive, and they're always telling me, Mom, just do it. Just go out there and do what you want to do. You love this medium. You love to paint. Do it. So I think that really, really, it's so nice.
Do you come to India?
We do. Yes, we do come to India once or twice a year. Usually twice a year, but short periods of time. We come to Delhi. Yeah, because both of us have family in Delhi.
You should have exhibition in Delhi. Or Mumbai.
Gosh, yes, I think with the guidance of people like you and Chetan, I am sure I will be able to do something.
Definitely. Next time when you plan to come to India, we will catch up, and we will try to put up an exhibition.
Wow, that will be great. Thank you so much. Thank you. That will be really nice. And it's so important, because me being away from India for so long, I do not have this kind of setup, or nor do I know people who are much in this line. So I think connecting with you and Chetan with the World Art Branding, I think it's going to be a good relationship going forward.
Of course. How do you perceive this art branding concept?
We live in the age of social media. And if you don't put yourself out there, you're invisible. I have learned that from the youngsters, because I asked my son the one day, and I said, why is it so important to have the right profile picture or to have the nice Instagram page and for people to comment and people to follow, isn't it so frivolous? You know, instead of finding that in yourself, you are trying to find yourself in other people's acceptance of you, which can be so detrimental in some cases.
It may be.
Yeah. But in other cases, you know, it can be put to such good use. You know, you are more visible, you are more out there. If you want to showcase your work, if you want to showcase any talent, your business, your whatever you want to, you know, for people to know about you.
If you are an artist and no one recognizes your work, so what is the point in creating and just keeping it at home? Visibility is very important.
Visibility is very important, very important. That's why yes, you know, I think we are so much more luckier to be born in this era of social media, because we can reach out to so many people all over the world. You know, the globe has become such a small, tiny point now. You know, everybody is connected one way or the other, and art, again, you know, we all have a personal expression of our art. And there are so many wonderful people out there who understand your work, who appreciate your work, and nothing would be possible. Your confidence, you know, at some level would not be possible if you don't have viewers or people or buyers who appreciate your work. So yeah, I think so much of the onus goes to the buyers and people who want to buy your work and appreciate your art. It's a lot of the onus goes to them, because what is art if it's not appreciated?
Definitely. As we are discussing now, so everyone might be seeing your work, and not less than 2,000 at a time might be viewing your work. So definitely people will see, they will appreciate. There may be few people who may have to have that art at their home. So it does make a difference.
Really happy to be a part of your circle now, because that, I'm sure it's going to give my work a lot of exposure, and you know, it helps me learn so much as well of what is happening in the art industry,
right?
Which living so far away, and you know, and maybe because I'm also working full time, I don't have the time or you know, the resources to be out there going to galleries, talking to people all the time. So I think platforms like Art World is a great place to be, and I'm so thankful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ambika ji, for joining us today, and wish you good luck for your art future career, and hope that we meet soon.
Yes. God willing, we shall meet soon. Thank you, Neena ji. Thank you so much for your time today. Namaskar.
Thank you, Ambika. Bye.
So that was Ambika Kapoor Vij from Durban.